Hello, Starcraft fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between User and XenomorphXD on Orbital Shipyard. Alright, bring up the names and introduce the players. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Terran player. It is User. Kind of a generic name, but I like it. In the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player. It is XenomorphXD. This was submitted to me at FalconPaladin@gmail.com and considered worthy of consumption and viewing by my screener named Squeaks. So thank him so much for going through all the replays that I get, letting me know which ones are the best so I can give you the best of the best on the channel. I really hope that you enjoy yourself because I'm looking forward to an amazing ZVT match. Now, it seems that Terran is a little underrepresented in Legacy of the Void. I mean, a lot of the things I've seen on Team Liquid and Reddit is that Terran seems to be a little underpowered. They don't like the Cyclone that much. It was really good, special tactics being thrown out from Xenomorph. But then they nerfed the damage by quite a bit. The range is still awesome, but it's still not that great against Zerg as it used to be. Like we see in that Beastie QT versus Railgun clip that I did that one time. That was an amazing replay, been watched a lot of times out there on YouTube. And it just shows how powerful Cyclones were, but I haven't seen that strategy used since, and I think it's because the Cyclones did take a nerf. So, anyway, Terran players seem to be underrepresented. It seems like the players that I know on the GM ladder on Legacy of the Void in North America, anyway, tell me that it's basically a lot of Zergs and a lot of Protoss. A lot of ZVP, a lot of PvP, ZVZ. Terran is kind of hard to come across. So, again, I'm trying to find somebody who can be kind of a consistent Terran representative on the channel. I know I have Zerg reps. I know I have Protoss reps. I'm really set that way. I've contacted Team Ascension to see if they have somebody they can send over. They did reply and said they'll look for someone at that Masters GM level who does play Terran in Legacy of the Void to be the feature person on my channel. They really like what has been happening so far with Vampy Worm, so hopefully that'll work out. I've also tried contacting Polt on Twitch and on his YouTube channel. For those of you who have contacted him through those means to ask if he wouldn't mind being featured on my channel, I appreciate that. Again, he has his own YouTube channel, so it can be a little iffy. If I'm casting replays of Pulp, maybe he feels like that takes away numbers from his YouTube channel, which I can understand. But at the same time, he has to have more games than he can possibly hope to get up on the channel. And again, if they're casted, they're different from just regular watching him play stuff, right? I mean, it is fun to see the first-person type view, but you can't get this and this like you do in a cast in that first-person concept. So, again, if you're interested in seeing Pult games on the channel casted by me, please let him know. Maybe we can wear him down. Don't bother him too much, though. I mean, just maybe a comment on a video here or there, and we can get some attention. All right, so again, back to the game. There's a Roach Warren coming on up. It is a 2-base Zerg. He took the base up here instead of the one back here, a little bit safer, but I think drops are a problem. Coming along this side of Orbital Shipyard with drops is kind of difficult to defend as a Zerg player. If you're dropping here, you can run units from the top side to the bottom side a little bit more quickly. Harder for medevacs to get in and out to deal with a 2-basing Zerg at this particular location. So Overlord spread looking really good for the Zerg player as well. And hey, speak of the devil, Cyclone on the way for, oh wait, yes, indeed, there's a Cyclone being produced. Where on earth is it? Oh, this factory has the Cyclones. All right, so let me look at the Cyclone here. It's 18 damage for the Typhoon missile pods, which nobody ever uses because this lock-on is much better. So the lock-on ability locks the Cyclone's weapons on the target unit, dealing 300 damage over 14 seconds to ground targets and 240 damage over 14 seconds to flying targets. Can move while firing, and it does cancel if the target moves out of the range. The range on that is 15, by the way. I mean, it is a massive, massive range. Look at that. If we're following this dude and we hit lock on, look at the circle. That's 15 range. That's a lot of range. So here comes a Cyclone Hellion push. Cyclones do really well against Roaches. That lock on ability is enough to one-shot a Roach. The Hellions, I think, are for the Lings. So if it's a Roach Ling type thing, oh, Nidus Network on the way for Xenomorph. I was going to say Xenomorph's in a lot of trouble, but this could turn into a base race, which again really favors the Terran. I'm not sure if this is what we want to see from Xenomorph or not. Lock-on ability being used on that Overlord, dying fairly quickly. And look at that, moving while attacking. Boom, Overlord totally gone. Moving right up this ramp, feeling very confident after that kill is User. And the Roaches trying to kill what they can, but look at this lock-on ability and the Hellbats just roasting all of these Roaches to death. More and more Roaches at the top of the ramp here, but another Roach falling left and right. And getting a Hellbat there in exchange for 2 or 3 of the roaches. All that's left is this single guy. Now he's completely gone as well. Nidus Worm pops, though, back there. What's going to come out of it is the question. I don't know if there are any units to put in there. This queen taking several shots from the Cyclones. Boosh. Completely dead. Undefended drones under fire by Hellbats and Cyclones. Not a good position whatsoever for the Zerg player to be in. There is a Nidus network, or a Nidus Worm, but there's nothing in it. I don't know. There was an attempt there to make something happen, but this does not look good for XenomorphXD. Roach taking shots here again from the lock on the Cyclones. Can easily get out of range of that Roach and do the shots at it to kill it. Nidus network does fall to the Hellions, roasting and burning to death. And is this... I mean, this might be just a quick little game here. I'm not sure what to expect from this point at the 5-minute mark, but the Roach Warren looks like it's going to fall. The spawning pool looks like it's going to fall. We are getting the upgrade to allow the, increasing Cyclone lock-on damage. 400 damage, plus 200 versus armored over ground targets. 360 damage, plus 240 versus armored over 14 seconds for flying. So just making the Cyclones that much better. Oh, here we go. Some Roaches popped in. There were enough finally to get rid of that Hellion, that Cyclone Hellion harassment, and escorting this Hellion away. I like how they have little headlights there. Isn't that cool? Just moving along, boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 trying to see what's in front of him. Not super dark. Not sure if that's useful, but again, the Cyclone does have 12 kills. So lost units shows 11 Roaches have died. A Banshee as well with 1 kill, going after Roaches at the same time. This is a lot of pressure right now on Xenomorph. He's trying to reproduce his queens, I think. 9 drones have died as well for the Zerg player. Spore Crawler desperately trying to be built, but no! Sniped down in 2 shots by the Banshee. Banshee says, alright, might as well kill this hatchery. You could kill workers up tier 2, Banshee. This Spore Crawler is not done yet. Reproducing, nope, getting a Hydralisk den instead, and there's the Queen. The Queen does take down the Banshee at this base. The drones get back to work. It is 37 to 28 Harvesters. Another Banshee here. 1-on-1, I think. Queen wins this unless Banshee is already previously damaged, and it is. Get inside the Nidus network. You can live inside there. No! Taking shots. Queen ends up dead. The Spore pops, and that's enough to chase the Banshee away. So this harassment has been really continuous. Cyclone might as well kill an Overlord after 13 kills now on that guy. The upgrade has completed. So 400 damage plus 200 armored is enough to kill an Ultralisk, because that's 600 damage. Ultras are armored. Wow, that's intense. So Cyclone versus Ultra, pretty one-sided battle, especially because they can attack while moving. Anyway, production tab shows 3 spines coming up just to deal with any further Cyclone harassment. I think Cyclones outrange them, though. It's good to see Cyclones abusing Zerg again. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch. I do main Zerg. I try to be as impartial as I can, but this is kind of nuts. It's kind of fun to watch, too. Queen is not doing automatic injections because this is not an earlier patch. Xenomorph, do it. There's the inject. Look at that, right on time. So what are we pushing out here with? Hellbats and tanks and Cyclones and Banshees. Basically a mech push on the way. Not much anti-air, I guess, except for the Cyclones, which have a lot of anti-air, so never mind. We are getting muscular augments, or Xenomorph is, for those Hydralisks. More Overlords being produced. And here comes a Roach Hydra Queen battle, trying to stand in there, trying to get rid of those Banshees. No, but the cloak is up for the Banshees. Nothing can hurt them at all. Trying to draw back to the safety of the Spines. The Spines have an attack range of 7. So I think Cyclones should be able to just deal damage to them. Tanks move in to range to get rid of those Spine Crawlers. That's slowing down the push just a little bit. Roach Warren on the way. 6 more Hydras on the way for the Zerg player. I don't see this ending well. I really don't. Spine Crawler dies immediately. Spore Crawler getting some shots off, forcing the players back. I don't think User wants to go in there without his Banshees. Hydras popping on up, trying to escape up the ramp. No, standing in and fighting instead. But nope, they die pretty much immediately without killing much at all. The corpse throwing up onto the ramp. More Hydras coming on in, taking more and more damage. They kill anything. They kill a Hellbat and a Banshee. That's great. That's pretty good stuff. But the contain is here. The tanks with 3 kills and 2 kills each. This Banshee with 4 kills. Cyclone with 2 now. Where's the Cyclone that had all those kills before? It probably died, because this is not it. That's a newbie to the group. But what on earth is our Zerg player going to be able to do? Glio Reconstitution, 18 Roaches in production here. That's pretty good stuff. I like that. Liberator on the way. Defender mode being researched for User, though. Trying to make use of those Legacy of the Void units, as I talked about, popping up a Nidus network over here. Another attack with the roaches getting right on top of everything, killing one Cyclone. Taking so much damage to do so, though, and just rallying in a lot of roaches on top of these tanks, trying to get inside that minimum range. I think they're doing okay about it. Both the tanks actually die. The roaches push away the attack. Cloaked Banshees say, get back here, roaches. We want to be killing you. Ooh, Spore Crawler chases them away. Trying to get on up here into the main. Hydras could kill a Banshee, but they're just rally. They're not attack moving. Roaches are here, though, at this second base. And they've actually completely locked down this orbital command, this third base here. Getting the refinery, because it can't lift off and run away like that orbital command is. Boop. Refinery ends up dead. The roaches go back into the Nidus and say, job well done, fellows. This will probably end up dead, but I think that's alright. As far as the Zerg player is concerned, Banshee taking shots from the Spore. It's not a good fight. Banshees hit pretty hard, but Spores are also really, really good. What is this? Regular Typhoon attack. Typhoon missile pod attack. Lock-on mode, trying to kill this Overlord before it can escape, and yes it does. That upgrade is pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Overlord spread still here. Still very, very brave to keep these Overlords up. The Roach Hydra army looking pretty good right now. No upgrades whatsoever for Xenomorph, but he's been under so much constant pressure that just having an army, I think, is a pretty good accomplishment. 49 to 52 total Harvesters. Again, this third base is gone, though, for the Terran player. Not for long, though, because he is getting an orbital command floated back on over. And landing. And landing. There we go. Landing. So Roach Hydra army here. Units tab shows 8 Hydras, 21 Roaches with no upgrades except for Glial Reconstitution and Muscular Augments. Lurker Den being morphed in. That's good. Lurker, pretty good unit against Terran. I mean, okay. They do extra damage against Armored, which Cyclones are, but again, I think Cyclones can outrange Lurkers. They have that 15 range with the lock-on ability. Lurkers have a max range of 9. So we'll have to see. Taking down this debris to add another avenue of attack for the Zerg army. They're going to get it fairly quickly here. And lock-on ability, the high ground being used. Nope, the debris is gone and going to retreat. The Zerg army doesn't want to deal much with this. Oh, overextending. Cyclone ends up dead. Hellion as well. The Hydra's in the back trying to kill what they can. Overseer spotting at the same time. Banshees are falling. Running back. The defender mode is here. Staying out of range. Look at the Cyclones, though. They cannot be ignored. Ooh, let's just zoom out there. Alright. So Xenomorph looks like he's going to go ahead and head back on home. Can't deal with these Cyclones like this. He says, perhaps I do not have the correct composition. Getting +1 missile attack and +1 carapace for those Roaches and those Hydras and those Lurkers. 9 more Roaches in production at the same time. Does he have his Lurker Den? Did it finish? Yes, indeed. So Lurker Den has finished. More and more Roaches popping on out, and another Nidus network over here. I don't think that can be seen by our Terran player. Oh, it can. Absolutely can be seen. Doesn't show up on the minimap, though, as we hear the Cyclone voice there. And there it pops. Nidus going after this base. Nothing really defending here. A single missile turret, but that's it. All of the SCVs are evacuating from this spot. Missile turret dies immediately. No, just kidding. Refinery instead. Trying to cripple that gas income. Get rid of the armory as well, perhaps preventing future upgrades. I like it. Now trying to get back inside the Nidus. No, standing and fighting. Killing what they can. Trying to kill that Banshee with the Hydras and then getting back on inside that Nidus. And most of them do manage to escape before the Hydra, or before the Nidus falls. And there it goes. This base again completely under lockdown. So Zerg doing okay. Zerg is coming back. After that early pressure, Zerg's on 3 base. Denied this base for a while. Denying this base as well for a while. Bringing back in the orbital command from where it was hiding. 20 Hydras in production right now. And what is that upgrade? Hyperflight Rotors. Increases the movement speed of Banshees. I don't think I've seen that one before. Alright, so user is planning on using Banshees a lot. If we're upgrading Banshees that much. Down to 2 energy, though. This one's going to decloak very quickly, and it does. We'll have to see what mischief she has on her mind. So I take a quick little drink there. Ooh, it's going to find this base. Look at that. Perfect scouting path to find that 4th base coming up for Zerg. Can't force a cancel. There's not enough DPS in a Banshee to do that to a hatchery. But going to be annoying for sure. Going to force the Hydras to response. Oh, Hydras managed to catch this command center and burn it down out of the sky before it can escape. And I think Xenomorph's going to be happy with that, to be honest. Yep, backing on up into the Nidus, denying that base is excellent play. These drones are lucky the Banshee's not paying attention, because the Banshee could get 5, 6, 7 kills here, I think, if she was. And you know what? Does she have enough DPS to kill this hatchery before it pops? That number's going down. I might just be a total liar. So 24 damage per volley here, and pretty quick as well. The Banshee is going to kill it. Look at this. Oh, it's so close. Oh, the cloak comes in at the last second. And all the roaches and hydras say, oh, it feels so silly. Oh, Banshee gets the kill there. Oh, learn something new every day. A Banshee can deny a single hatchery by itself. That is morphing in. Who knew? Nidus ends up dead to this Cyclone Hellbat composition. Cyclones do have the +1 attack and +3 vehicle plating. So +2 there, but 3 total armor rather. +1/+1 up for these roaches and hydras. +2/+2 not on the way whatsoever, but 8 lurkers are morphing in and 12 hydralisks. So lurker hydra against Cyclone. That should be interesting to see. Pretty interested to see how this is going to work out. Liberators as well. Man, user is playing this pretty fantastically. I really like the composition. I like the decision making. Maybe sending over this orbital command completely undefended is not a great idea, but it's going to be okay. Another base as well being constructed out in the middle of nowhere. Needs to be more active, Xenomorph does. Out on the map, perhaps with some speedlings, trying to see what's going on, sending overlords out at the same time. But they might accidentally happen upon this command center just because they're heading over this way anyway. Sensor tower popping up to see when this Roach Hydra army is going to attack. And they are going to force a cancel on this command center. No. Oh, just gets the cancel at the last second. Good play by user there. Roach Hydra heading down this ramp. Again, +1/+1, no sign of +2/+2 on the way. They are seen by the sensor tower. They're coming up anyway. The Cyclones move right on over, and the defender mode ability, I don't think Xenomorph cares, getting right on top of everything. All the Liberators are dead. Standing on top of the Banshees, the Hellbats, Lurkers shredding everything on the ground. Cloaked Banshees don't matter. Overseers are in the air. Liberators being taken down one by one here. Cyclones being very annoying, but that was just a massacre. Look at that. Lurkers are now on top of this manning base. SCVs dying left and right. A scan comes up. Cyclones can't really attack. They can attack from range, and they are getting their kills off, but losing bases. Heading right up the ramp here is XenomorphXD, getting supply depots, taking out add-ons, getting rid of factories and Hellions. The Cyclones taking damage as well. Ooh, a couple more shots there, and boom! All of the Cyclones are dead. Banshee's trying to clean up these Lurkers. Defender mode, and that's it. User's defeated. Xenomorph is victorious, and user has left the game. So, woo! Pretty intense back and forth action there. Xenomorph was under siege so often, so early. Kind of came back into it using Nidus Worms for that mobility. Coming in with the Lurkers. The Lurkers are a pretty good answer to those Cyclones, I think. So, we'll have to see that in the future, perhaps. But again, this might be why Terran players are so upset, because games like this tend to go to the Zerg. Xenomorph doesn't want to leave this game. Look at him go. But we'll leave him to some privacy and head over to these Lurkers. All right. So, pretty fun game there. Thanks again for submitting that to my channel, Xenomorph. I really do appreciate it, and he's finally left the game. But, yeah, again, I'm really impressed by Xenomorph's ability to hang on under that early onslaught, that early Cyclone pressure. The Cyclone Hellbat push was an excellent choice on the Terran's part. I mean, if those roaches hadn't popped out just in time for Xenomorph, I feel like user would have won that game at about the 5-minute mark. But in the end, Xenomorph was able to come back, being patient, droning up, doing what he needed to do, and that was it. So, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you for watching, and you take care of yourself.